Thank you for watching this channel. This channel provides easy to understand and excellent books in Japan in English, and provides useful information for practical equipment design. We will start to explain based on M&A design standard book in Japan. We call Brown book. This time, we will explain about selection of pumps. Section 4. Selection of pumping up pump. As of design criteria, Item 1. To decide capacity of pumping up pump volume based on maximum water volume. As of the design point, Item 1. To provide anti-vibration joint, check valve and gate valve for supply side of pump. Item 2. To provide anti-vibration joint, gate valve for suction-sided pump. To be judged the requirement of strainer for pump by the water quality. Sometime not clean water will be received from outside. In that case, need to consider strainer before the pump to protect. Japan case, city water is already clean. That's why normally not consider strainer for pumps. We will proceed with pump selection. First, selection of pumping up pump. It will pumping up water from receiving tank to terrace tank. We will decide the volume of water from maximum water volume per hour. And decide volume as QPW. Next, we need to decide the head of pump. We will calculate head value from 4 point of view and make sum. H1 is head for straight piping. We will calculate from friction resistance and length of piping. H2 is head for elbow and other fittings. We will calculate from friction resistance in pipe and number of elbows. H3 is head of outlet of water. This is the loss caused when flowing out from pipe to a large tank. This formula is for water only and is simplified for practical purposes. We calculated H1, H2, H3. H4 is the height difference about receiving tank and outlet of piping. It means how much height need to pumping up the water. After calculate all of each head, then we will make sum H1 to H4 and consider safety factor. So, we completed water volume and head calculation for pumping up pump. Section 5. Selection of feeder pump. We have two type of selection, based on peak maximum water volume or simultaneous water volume from number of water supply equipment. This time we explain the selection method based on peak maximum water volume. Item 3. To decide pump head to meet minimum pressure requirement for water supply equipment. Importance is, we have to meet the water pressure at all of the water point. Item 1. About pump control. We better to consider unit rotation control, then we can make uniform the consumable DGRE. Item 2 and 3 is same as pumping up pump. Of course we need to meet minimum required pressure. However, do not exceed high pressure. In that case, item 4 to consider pressure release valve in case over 0.4 megapascals. Item 5 is pressure control. There is two type of control. Constant feeding pressure control, or constant piping end pressure control. Item 6. To reduce the on-off during the low load, to consider pressure tank on output of feeder pump line. We will start selection of feeder pump. First, we use capacity of water as peak maximum water volume. Second, we will select number of pump. Normally we select 2 or more pumps to consider spare. Next, same as pumping up pump, we will calculate head. H1 is calculated from straight piping. We will calculate from friction resistance in pipe and length of piping. H2 is calculated from elbow and fittings. We will calculate from friction resistance in pipe and number of elbows. H3 is the height of difference terrace tank and feeder pump. If tank location is higher than pumps, we can reduce the head of pumps. H4 is minimum pressure for water point. We can select from each specification of equipment. This time we will not consider for head of outlet of water. But if you design R&D center or factories, sometime need to consider this loss also. About H4 is minimum pressure for water point. We would like to introduce one of the summary from blown book. We can select from this table. Normally, WCR shower is become critical. So always you may better to consider 70 kPa is minimum required pressure. Thank you very much and see you next movies.